comic strip to start this out, just to add some humor in here. So it says, all I'm saying is the next time you go for a perp walk, I'd like to be included. So there he is in jail talking to, or the dog talking to him. It's kind of funny. So, yay, we're doing some more good stuff on separation anxiety. I know that's a common thing that a lot of people struggle with. And it does take time to get your dog to relax. So I really, really invite you to take this entire series and really put it together in a way that can help you create some substantial results. And also, like, comment below, ask me questions. I am totally here to help you. But obviously, you gotta ask in order for me to help, right? The more questions you ask, the more I know what needs more clarity and how I can help you best. So today we're going to be talking about dogs that just like follow us all the time, even when we are at home. And most dogs that have severe separation anxiety even have an issue with, when we're in the bathroom and the door's shut, they're laying there right outside the bathroom door. They may not be pacing and whining and scratching the door, but they want to be right there. We're in the living room. They're laying right by us. We're in the bedroom. They're right by us there. If our dog can't even feel some confidence with being away from us when we're at home, it can make it harder for them to feel more confident and calm when we leave the house. So a really good thing to do is to train your dog to go to their bed. So you just get like a bed or a blanket, something that your dog actually likes that's comfortable for them, and preferably not a crate. So like we talked about before, crates usually for dogs that have separation anxiety increases their stress because they feel that confinement. So you start really simple. You just get a bed and you put it on the floor, and then as your dog starts moving onto the bed, you'll click and treat. And you can even use a lure where you have a treat in your hand, and then you lure your dog onto the bed, and then you click when they have all fours on the bed, and then you would ask them to sit and then down. So by moving your hand from the muzzle to the ground, most dogs will follow that with their muzzle and then go into the down position. You can also look on my YouTube channel, Four-Legged Scholars, and there's videos on there on how to train place where you can see with a physical dog and how to train down. So definitely go on there if you want to see how to do that, really distinctly. In fact, I'll even put two videos in the comments below. I'll put one for the place and then also one for the down so you guys can actually see that. So you get your dog, on the place and then into the down, and then you're going to click and treat while they're staying, on the bed. And what you'll do is you'll take like a step away, and if they stay, you'll click and return and treat. And then you'll take a step in different directions. So if this is to bed, you might step off here, click, and then return and give them a treat. Then you might step this way, click, and return and give them a treat. Then you might step this way, click, return and give them a treat. Then you might step this way, click, return and give them a treat. And ideally, you want your face always facing the dog, and you're only going to be taking like probably one step back. If your dog can do stay on there while you're taking 2 or 3 or 4 steps back and not move off the place, and you could do a larger distance. But generally you want to start, pretty slow and systematically. And you're going from different angles. It just helps the dog, realize like that he's safe no matter where you're moving away from him from. And then once they're good at that, then you could go 2 steps away. So you go 1, 2, click, return. 1, 2, click, return. 1, 2, click, return. 1, 2, click, return. So then you would go from different angles again at that new distance, and then you would practice that. Then when they're good at that, then you would do 3. So 1, 2, 3, click, return. 1, 2, 3, click, return. 1, 2, 3, click, return. 2, 3, click, return. 1, 2, 3, click, return. So you get the idea, I think, right? Now, you don't need to do it in that, like this controlling pattern. The whole idea is that you start with only taking 1 step away, and then when your dog's successful with that, then going to 2. Then when your dog is successful with that, then going to 3. Then when your dog is successful at that, going to 4. Then when your dog is successful at that, then going to 5. So I should sound like a broken record, like blah, blah, blah. She's saying the same thing over and over again. Yeah, that's how you know you're doing it right, because the whole idea is that you're trying to bore your dog to be like, oh, she's just doing that thing again. Not really that big of a deal. So it should kind of feel like paint is drying on the wall when you're doing it. Like your dog is that relaxed or not that stressed, is at a pretty low degree of stress and just getting bored. The more you do it, the more bored he gets. If he or she is starting to get more stressed, then you need to make it easier. Go back to the 1 step or the 2 steps. And you're going to work up until you can, get to a point where you could be a good 10 to 20 steps away is a good reasonable amount of space that you want to get to. And once you get to a larger distance accomplished, then you could go back and shorten up the distance and start increasing the duration. So can I do like 2 or 3 steps away and have my dog stay in the place while I'm waiting here for a few seconds, like 10 seconds, and then click and return. And then release the dog off the place. Say, all done, let them go off, put them back on the place again, lure them, again, you can wait for them to go on it, or you can lure them with a treat to get them to go on it, and watch that video below on how to train place to help you. And then increase that duration at a distance that they can be successful at. If you try to do the distance and duration at the same time, the dog's gonna be like, that's so overwhelming. It's like learning addition and subtraction at the same time. Ain't gonna work. So you wanna, really be breaking it down to that degree on like, okay, so now we can do, we could be 3 steps away and my dog can stay for 10 seconds. Well, that's great. So then can we do 3 steps away and then get my dog to stay for 20 seconds? And then can I be 3 steps away and then get my dog to stay for 30 and 40 and 50 and 60, etc. to get up to a minute. A good duration of time you could think about getting to is anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes. But what really is probably going to happen as you start working on this is, with my clients, what I start noticing is their dogs actually start increasing their confidence with being away. And they start like going off into another room or lying down when they're farther away from their owner without the owner actually working on the place exercise. So if you notice that happens, you really want to document that in a journal and start keeping track of, is your dog starting to lie down at farther distances away from you at home? And is he doing it for longer durations of time as the time goes on? And writing it down is going to help you see it, because it's probably going to be a gradual progression. It might be so gradual that you don't even notice that it's happening if you don't write it down. And then at that point, if it is happening, you can always go over to your dog and do some of that T-touch that I was telling you. What I would avoid doing is going over and say, good job, that's awesome, yay. That's just going to cause them to go off their place. But you could just go down and sit down with them at their level and then just start doing some T-touch or some slow petting, or even drop them a treat. Clicking might kind of snap them out of their relaxation. Eating a treat could too. So you're just going to have to see with your dog. If he eats a treat, does he just go back and zen out? And if not, don't worry about it, because if you rewarded it, it's probably going to happen again. So by you talking to your dog, good job, that's awesome, nice job, in a slow, monotone, relaxing voice, or slow petting or T-touch or treats here and there, then that will reinforce that behavior. So Awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments on this one and any questions that you have. And if you are struggling with separation anxiety, I can help you privately if you're interested. I do it online only when I work with separation anxiety, because when I come to the house, I'm that added variable that absolutely does not need to be there. Your dog's going to be excited to see me, and then all of a sudden we're trying to get them to meditate and relax. It just doesn't make sense. So I do it live online with Zoom. So if you're interested in that, I do have a link in the comments below for you to click on there. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks so much.